case against former Parliament Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula has been postponed until the 9th of July, and she faces those 12 charges of corruption as well as a similar charge of money laundering. Legal analyst Modidima Mannya joins me now to look at some of the aspects of the story. Good morning, Modidima, and thank you very much for being with us. We knew this matter was going to be back in court. It was a big story, of course, when it made waves a few months ago, back in April, when she had that first appearance. Were we always expecting things to develop and progress and be handed over then to the High Court in the way that they have this morning?
Yes, good morning, Iman and your viewers. And let me start by expressing my solidarity with the people in the Eastern Cape who are affected badly by the natural disaster that they are facing. Iman, matters of this nature do not happen as quickly as we wish. If you recall, the matter started with the Speaker resisting to be arraigned, bringing an urgent application which was dismissed. She then appeared in court. The matter was postponed to today. It has been postponed again to the 9th of July. And it will not actually be a trial on the 9th of July because there's still a whole process that has to be followed. I'm sure her lawyers will ask for the contents of the docket and the further particulars that they may require. They may want to make representations to the National Director to consider withdrawing the charges. If that doesn't succeed, the parties will have to meet for a pre-trial to ensure that the matter is ready for trial, because that's what is required in the High Court. Then the judge will have to allocate a date, and I'm sure it will be an agreed date between the state and the legal representatives. Then the trial will start, and she will then plead, and the evidence will be led.
So this is quite an interesting sequence of events, and as you say, certain provisions have to be made in the course of between now and when that case actually goes to trial. We did hear from the NPA, who spoke to our reporter straight after those proceedings, that they do believe that the evidence will stand the test of a trial. So they feel quite confident to go ahead. Just explain to our viewers what this idea around the interlocutory application is, insofar as that particular aspect around trial readiness. What does it mean, and what does it mean for this case in particular?
All right. Firstly, an interlocutory application, it's an application that is a procedural application that deals with a specific aspect within the course of the main action or trial. Let's say you were to bring an application to compel the state to provide you with the contents of a docket. That would be an interlocutory application. The question of trial ready is determined at a pre-trial conference. That is where we look at all the logistics, have all the documents being provided which were requested. Is everybody having their witnesses ready? Do we have a court? Can we arrange the dates? Do we have everything, all the logistics for a trial in place? That's what determines the trial readiness of the matter.
Let's go back to the importance of this particular case, Modidima, just in terms of the pursuit for accountability in these high-profile cases. I know that the high-profile thing was brought up by her for different reasons at the beginning of this, but in terms of in terms of society and the public and the agenda for accountability, these are serious charges that are being brought against her. Why is it, especially now, not that it shouldn't be in any of the other cases, really important that the NPA gets its act together?
Well, Iman, firstly, we must acknowledge the fact that at some point, the law enforcement agencies, the hawks in the police, the National Prosecuting Authority ran to the ground. And for a considerable period of time, they had to be brought back to life. And I think this may be one of the signs that they have come back to life and they are starting to do what they are constitutionally mandated to do. Secondly, the Constitution is clear that we are all equal before the law. I think we need to constantly remind people that as we speak, there are thousands, if not hundreds of people appearing in various courts across the country. But of course, the majority of them are ordinary people, so we don't pay attention, including to some of the serious crimes that they face. What the significance of this matter is that we have somebody who held serious public authority. This is a public office bearer with serious authority, with serious responsibility, elected by the people through a democratic process. The people bestow trust in her and all other public officials, and the expectation at the least is that she would focus on delivering services to the people and not delivering benefits to herself.
All right, so again, thank you very much, Modidima Mannya, just for sharing with us the chronology of events, the allocation of the trial date and what happens at that point. Our reporters just actually managed to speak to the former speaker. Not too much, well, nothing being said on her appearance itself, but just talking about the elections, the ANC-NEC meeting, and will be very confident that they will make the decisions that will be in the interest of South Africans. But she is in the fight of her own life and her own legacy, effectively, Modidima.
Yes, certainly, Iman, if you were to be arrested, and nobody should fault you for fighting to be free, because when you are in a situation like this, your freedom will be taken away, your reputation will be in tatters, society will look at you differently. So she's got every right to fight within the framework of the law and the Constitution, and nobody should fault her for that. But equally, she must appreciate that the state's responsibility is to hold her accountable. So there will be that type of constitutional fight within the framework of the law.
Modidima Mannya, thank you very much for talking to us today. I really appreciate your time and your quick analysis on developments in the Pretoria Magistrates Court today, the reappearance of former Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. That matter now referred to the High Court in Pretoria, and it goes ahead on the 9th of July. Just hearing from Modidima there exactly some of the processes and the intricacies of what happens, legally speaking, before this matter actually goes to trial.